Welcome back to Satisfactory. I'm so glad you're here. I think today we're just going to connect a few drones. We have our aluminum. We also have this is going to be our computer section over here. This is our recycling section over here. And then we have our aluminum processing plant. Doesn't just make sheets, it also makes casting. Ooh, there's no way we're gonna make this. Oh boy. You know, I was really hoping I was gonna make it to the hover, but we were off even on that. That's okay. You never enter a hyper cannon unless you have full health and full fuel. Just full everything, really. I hear those spiders creeping up behind me. Don't think I don't hear you. So we're over here so we can put in some... I'm thinking we'll start with the easy stuff. Let's see if we can grab some casings. What I'd like to do is put in a little bit of drone activity out here. We should grab that bacon though. Alright. Our inventory is totally full, which isn't good. Last time we did recognize that this was 300 and we only had 6 of these. And don't worry, it is part of what we've got going on here, so we're not totally distracting ourselves. And then we'll just merge these back into the main line right here. Okay, so we need 3 drone ports. 1 to bring in the fuel, 1 to bring or to swap the silica, and the copper sheets, and 1 to bring in the coal. And then I think we'll just overclock one of these. Maybe we'll overclock it near the end here so we can merge in a little better. All right, that's looking good. Now, drone ports. I don't think I need to elevate them or anything like that. Just need room for all 3. We'll assume this one's the middle one to start. Well, see, just looking at that makes me want to elevate it. You know I'm gonna want some storage. Somehow we need more casing. Did I drop some stuff? I might have dropped some casings. I did. That makes a lot more sense. I was trying to figure out where all my casings went. I know I'm off a few items, but I should have enough to at least build 1 or 2 of these. It looks like we could go 1 to each side here without major disruption to the constructs below. Gotta get power. Perfect opportunity to get some of these batteries charging as well. So I think I'll make this the swap. This is the copper sheet to silica. Normally I'd only have one of these, but we're playing the most dangerous drone game. Exporting sheets. Rubber sheet export. And this one is silica import. So then this needs an entry point. And at some point we're also going to need an exit point. Maybe kind of on the edge here. Why is that not angled correctly? Oh. Wait. This is actually the opposite. Import side is this side. Uh-oh. We're using power from our batteries. It's bad news. Luckily, we've got a ridiculous amount of power stored in our batteries, but it's always interesting when you find out you're using more power than you're storing. The geothermals are fluctuating. Still a problem, no doubt, just could be worse. So this one is the one we actually want to connect to the copper sheets. Boy, there's a lot of stuff going on over there. I don't want to deal with that right now. And then the silica comes out. The problem with that, so I don't think we've got a silica connection connected quite yet. I think this is actually a coal connection. We've got something down below. I'm tempted to actually look at that in progress. I don't think I'm uploading coal though. And I know coal is what we need. Well, that's the easiest way to do it. Let's just take out this connection right here. And we can see that this is actually connected here. So we know that right next to that white pipe is that. And we know that this needs to be an input as well. We can put a merger on here. Actually, this might be a good opportunity. Let's put a priority merger on if we can. Oh, you have to be there to make the adjustments. And I put it right in the midst of that gas cloud. There we go. So right input, thinking that this is straight. So that one over there is right input. Should be low. Center input should be high. We want the silica from the factory to get in first before the silica from the rest of it. And then this side, we'll let it just sort of do what it do type of thing. And then I think a separate... Oh, this is a wall. I could probably put in a traditional conveyor hole wall. My desire not to totally destroy and terraform this land is hurting me. I'm paying a price for trying to be good. It's always weird where they decide to put the... there's probably a method to the madness. Being that I'm floating, it's probably just appearing right under me in the closest non-void space. Alright, then let's give ourselves 1 meter foundation. I guess technically this is going to be a wall of some kind. Ooh, we just barely squeezed in. Or we can still construct that lit column. And obviously, this is the most dangerous game. Doing a drone resource swap. If we don't make use perfectly of all resources, then we run the risk of blocking the other resource, which is totally completely unrelated to the previous resource. I don't think I need 2 of these. I think one of these is fine for now. That theoretically is a place for silica to drop. That much of it at least is tested working. I could put in the other side of this. The reason why I'm tempted to do that now is because we won't have to worry about fuel. Because we've got fuel built into the computer side of this thing. So we just made the computer silica quartz crystal platform. We're going to export a little bit of that silica so we can swap it for copper sheets. How come that blueprint? There it is. I was like, give me the blueprint mode already, please. And this is the swap silica to copper sheet. I should have it memorized by now which one of these is the fuel. I think we can split this. And then we could probably start a drone. Of course, it needs to be red and yellow would actually be pretty close to perfect. It's going to be mostly red though, isn't it? Yeah, we already have a red one. Let's not spend too much time on this. Red and white would also work. Yeah, that's copper sheet looking. And then we'll set you up to swap copper sheet to silica. That means copper sheets are going to come in. Copper sheet import. Glues. And this is the silica export. Whoa, do not delete that whole blueprint, please. I'm gonna want some industrial storage in here. What do you think? It's either there or it's one off from there. Then we'll go up a level. Then we'll use our newfound height to go across. Maybe we should take an inside track. Try not to block too many other lanes. Let's think for a second. Copper sheets plus plastic? Copper sheets plus plastic. We could also do copper sheets plus quick wire. Oh man, we're doing a lot on copper sheets all of a sudden. $25 and $15. Maybe this is a single construct. Of course, this is asking for a lot of quick wire. We could also make that good chunk of that quick wire in line. We need these for the supercomputers, but we need the other ones for the computers. All right. Oh, right, and that computer... Sorry. So if we make these here, then we can also have computers with a little bit of plastic and the cable, which is why we have the cable here. And then we could also have the cable available for the high-speed connectors. And then those high-speed connectors can combine with the AI limiters to make the computers. So that could potentially be a single construct, a single building that slaps all that stuff together. But for right now, all it tells us is that we want copper sheets in the same area. You know, I'm tempted to clip this. We all know I'm going to. Hey, the copper sheets have already arrived. Now, the counterpoint to this is we need to connect some silica kind of right next to this. I would guess we might also want to leave room for some quartz crystal as well. Walls to connect. Then we'll go 6s. At some point, we'll put a wall on that. I'm surprised this is right on the edge. We'll just dip around so we don't have too many flipping situations. I mean, you don't need unnecessary, unlimited flipping. We'll just try to take the high road back out of here. And then this silica. Oop. Got this going the wrong direction. Gotta reverse this. Didn't grab any of that silica on the way back, unfortunately. This gives us a little bit more time to look at what we've done. I guess we do have the copper sheet storage back over here. Over here. And it's a good amount of it too. 2 industrial storage containers worth. Alright, I think that's actually pretty good. And this is swapping, though we haven't confirmed the swap yet. I don't know that I need to push the speed of the swap that would require us to have 2 drones. I'm sticking with 1 drone everywhere I can to start. Ooh, heavy frames, those are nice. Well, I was kind of hoping that drone would be on its way back soon. There we go. I just want to confirm that where is this drone? Oh, there it is. Just want to confirm this guy's picking up. Using 8 turbo fuel per minute. All right. Obviously, he grabbed that silica. We're gonna get there just ahead of the drone. While we wait, we probably could drop this in. I think we know we need it. Missing radio control units. Uh-oh. Looks like we need 12 or so radio control units. I'm also keeping my eye on this belt back here to see if silica comes out. Hey, look at that. Oh, are we technically making enough sheets? I think we are kind of ripping through. We'll have to see. We could expand this, or we could just not, and then find another copper sheet source. Of course, since we're doing the swap, that means we would actually be picking up silica. So we would have to really do something here. We have another loop. Let's just drop off our last loop here. And double this output. So that's an easy 150 copper sheets with a massive yeah, there's an 8,000 copper sheet buffer sitting here. Of course, that means we're probably not uploading anymore. So we'll just move the dimensional depot inside here. And we know we can get a clean split. This unreliable splitter that is the industrial storage container could set us up for never. Why did I end up with... Oh, because I pulled from my inventory, my digital depot, not my inventory. Take that, clean that up. So if we get coal, we're going to have to deliver fuel here. Because obviously, a place with coal, that's not going to be the ideal place to... That's not the ideal place to deliver fuel for a single coal mine. But our lack of coal is keeping us from producing. Yeah, see, the silica has made its way in. But the coal is needed over here to make the scrap, so we could then use the silica and the scrap to make the ingots. Ugh. That means we need 3 more drone ports. Oh, and I specified that we need 3 drone ports, so yeah. One of those days where you're sad that you were right. I wonder if I could make a high-speed connector or 4. Ooh, just enough. We only have room for 10 radios. I could manually fill the fuel. Fuel the fuel? Fill the fuel? Maybe we should get this built before we get ourselves in an impossible situation. That will be our coal import. Just enough to squeeze out the coal side of this. We could at least get the power connected. That silica's getting delivered. All the more reason that we need to hurry up and get this coal in place so the silica doesn't get totally backed up. Now we've got a coal mine that we put in place like 4 months ago. see if we can take a aerial tour of the factory while we get there. And we got there. Oh boy. I realized at the very last minute that that could actually cause us to fall off the map. I forgot to rename that drone port to a utilitarian name. And then we just get over here and get to the coal export of the thing. Though it's relatively obvious. I mean, we are really on the edge of the world here. Previously, this was just a place where I would pull coal for use. Really not fully integrated, though it would integrate into the transportation of some of that basic iron that we've got going on. Really? That big of a deal? The aluminum factory doesn't make its own coal, so there's no way to have too much coal. Starter. Well, we'll call it coal export starter. And while we're here, let's drop some fuel. Obviously, this one needs to be black. I'm gonna guess Marseille Province is the one that we didn't rename. Yep. Perfect. This port, Marseille Province. Go and go and go. Uh-oh. That mostly connects. If we ever do a hard pass on that, then we'll come up with a reason or way to connect that. Oh, that guy's already on its way. Okay, cool. How much fuel do you take with him? A chunk. 38 per trip. Wow. I mean, we need a little bit to fly around with. That one we might need to put another drone on the other side. I don't know though. We need 13 radio control units. How many can we kind of squeeze by on? We can make 10, 11. Oh, so all we need are casings. That's our only problem right now, is the casings. I think we'll stop off at the turbo fuel tower. Another situation that puts us on the very edge of the world. Uh-oh. 0 turbo fuel to export? That's bad news. Oh, we've got a lot here. We need fewer containers somehow. That's 120 fuel. and they're consuming 120 fuel. Our turbo fuel factory, or turbo fuel tower, isn't working correctly. Not 100% correctly, anyway. I mean, it's 1-to-1. One canister for every one fuel. One canister for every one turbo fuel. So it's not totally broken. It's just a little bit broken. Yeah, they are maxed on inputting new, but can't use any of the old. I think we're going to have to overclock a good chunk of these just to sort of capture that cap problem. Or we overclock these for the same reason. You know, I was stopping over here to try to grab some turbo fuel so I could just preload a few things. It looks like the turbo fuel packaging is the part that's hurting us. I'm gonna have to totally, completely recheck these numbers. These guys are consuming it okay. So now they're able to pack 100, and we're making oh, that's the problem. Oh. I'm going to overclock one more of these, and then we're going to call it. Turbo fuel tower has some problems that we're going to have to work out. Yeah, it's all turbo fuel fully stored. Not nearly enough. Not nearly enough actual turbo fuel. We got a little inline problem there. We'll have to figure that out later. And now I have exactly 2 turbo fuel on me. Just over an hour and just enough time. This guy is okay because he's got turbo fuel being supplied from the other side. I haven't connected the coal yet. Wait a minute. No, I haven't connected the coal yet. Can we slip by without touching this one? And then I put coal on the absolute inside track. Do we know for a fact that that's where the coal goes? Let's just double check that. Yeah, that's where it goes. We will confirm it though, just to be on the safe side. I don't know if I have anything else that I can store that I actually want to store. I could probably throw these away. So now we've got that coal being dropped in. It is making its way to the correct location. Those aluminum scrap are being used in conjunction with the newly delivered silica to make ingots. Those ingots are using all the local stuff to make sheets and, well, everything else. Fluid tanks, which we're not even dealing in yet, and casings. And then just for fun, we have a managed input here. So anytime the internal factory has silica, it gets prioritized, at least on this side. Then the rest of the factory can take its silica from this side. That should help us not lock the thing up with too much silica, which is probably still going to happen, to be honest. But we're trying to delay it for as long as we can. We're making 360 aluminum scrap per minute. Are we? 360 per minute. I could probably stand to do a little overclocking. Oh, no, wait. 360. We're consuming 360. The exact right amount. 4 of these at 90 each. We'll have one represent the surplus on each side. I think our aluminum factory is working. I think it's fully functional. So we're going to call it right there. We'll fuel that. I think we'll have to look at next episode. What is that red light way out there? Oh, it looks like a drone. Yeah, so we're going to have to take a look at our turbo fuel tower. And then we'll come back and connect the fuel to this. Let's split this, but give ourselves a nice buffer of copper sheets. So if we ever get in a situation where we're using a ton of them, we kind of have a buffer behind the uploader. that's going to be all the copper sheets that we're going to have for a little while. Until we decide to totally redesign this. Which wouldn't be too bad. But we're talking about future episodes on future episodes. I think the turbo tower needs a good looking at. Then we can connect fuel to this. I'm not sure what else we would do on top of that. Maybe we would design a few. Oh, you know what? We'll add the make a few crystal oscillators to that mix in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.